Hey guys, Joe here from XFoxGames. Check it out, we got Nerf's D&D SkyBlaze bow here. Now if you guys remember, there's a few blasters that they just came out with in this DragonPower kind of D&D line. We did the other ones here that are currently available. Again, depending on when you guys are watching this, there could be more, but right now there's 3. And, you know, I wanted this. I wanted this originally. This was the biggest thing that I saw when I first noticed these. I was like, I want that bow really bad. But our local Target and online, they just didn't have it. So, you know, it's been about 3 weeks, and I've been looking, and I finally went to my Target again, and they had these on the shelf. Now, what's crazy is the way that they stored these were vertical. So when I looked at it, I almost didn't even know what it was. And the box, we might as well just pull this up here. The box is supposed to be displayed horizontally, right? So I almost didn't even recognize it when it was in the store. I was like, I kind of glanced at it thinking it was one of the other blasters that I've already purchased. But then I was like, oh, that's the bow. Yes, I really, really want that. So you could see by the box, you know, it's kind of cool. You can kind of tell what it is. But still, even looking at the box, I was almost like, I didn't even know what it was. Like, still looking at it, I was like, that looks like a bow, but I can't really see the, you know, the actual string, but oh, it's underneath. Anyways, you know, I really like the DragonPower line. I think that Nerf really kind of went above and beyond on these. So if we take a look at this kind of up close, I mean, they do. The detail on these is crazy. Everything from the translucent colors to the solid colors to the paintings to the, you know, the scales on here. This is more fancy than just your regular, right? I'm gonna give you that. And just looking at it, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, there is probably 30 screws in the back that hold this thing together. I'm like, man, 30 screws. That's quite a bit. So I don't know. I mean, this whole line, the DragonPower line, I'm just like, man, they look really, really good. So I was super pumped to pick this up. Now, if we look at it again up close, again, it looks really, really good. It does hold 5 darts up at the front there. It has that kind of air selector where when you shoot, it just shoots 1. Would be kind of cool if it did shoot 2 or 3 or all 5. That would be crazy if it shot all 5 at once at, you know, 50, 60 FPS. That would be awesome. But again, it looks really, really good. I you know, again, videos really don't do this thing justice. Now, it is kind of tiny in my hands. You guys can kind of see it. But still, I wouldn't really need anything larger, I think, than this. The grip is kind of, it's kind of cramped for my large adult hands, and it's kind of thick. It's kind of bulky. I can envision for a smaller Nerfer, I don't think this would be an issue. They might find the thickness a little thick, but still, it's really, really good. And the only thing that bothers me with this, and this is like with most bows, right, that I see, is the bow action, right? The bow action. It's cool. It's a bow. You're pulling it back. You're shooting. But this wire keeps hitting me in my wrist, right? And I get this is probably not meant for an adult Nerfer, so it doesn't matter the angle, right? It doesn't matter the angle. If you're holding it off to the side, trying to get your wrist out of there, I think just with the longer wrists, this piece will tend to hit me on my upper thumb. And you can see it's actually kind of already red there a little bit, or on my wrist. So I'm only shooting, you know, if you're shooting this fast, or even slow, it's still hitting it. And you could see I'm getting red on there. That is really my only complaint about this is, yeah, smaller Nerfers, you're going to be fine. But again, an adult Nerfer, it just kept hitting my wrist, regardless if I did it a little bit. But usually you want to pull it all the way back, right? You don't want to just go a little bit. And it just, yeah, it's just a little uncomfortable. So I don't know how much I'm going to play with this thing just because of that. But let's take a quick view of me shooting this thing here, right? So here we go. I mean, again, I just got my little, you know, my little thing out there. I'm about 25-ish feet away from my little target. And yeah, I mean, you're getting about 50 to 55 FPS out of this thing. I would love to see higher FPS. Oh man, I would love to see 70, 75, 80 out of this. That would be awesome. Or an electronic bow where, I don't know, you still have the wire back there, but maybe you have, you know, a rev trigger and you can go. That would be really cool on this, where you can kind of do all that. I don't know. Anything to make it so that this back piece does not, the actual bowstring itself does not hit my hand. It's just super, super uncomfortable. But you can see, I mean, I don't know, not terribly difficult. I think this thing is more for show than anything. Definitely cosplay. I can see people kind of, you know, painting this thing to their own scheme and theme, because right now it is just crazy. So there you go. I mean, like you said, you could see me whopping 51 FPS. So again, guys, this isn't going to be like a super long review because there's not a lot to talk about it. Once you see it up close, you know how fast it shoots. Great. It does come along with, again, kind of these specific, I don't know, DragonPower darts. They're kind of cool. They're kind of, again, kind of this salmon color, but the tips, I feel, are a little bit more squishier than normal, like, elite darts and stuff like that. A lot of these I try to keep because I've never seen these being able to be sold individually. And, you know, a lot of times I like that because I like the darts that are unique because sometimes you can't get them without getting the blaster. But still, I shot all kinds of darts out of here. They all shot great. But, I mean, that is my 2 cents on, again, the bow. I mean, the SkyBlaze. It's good. It looks great. The price is pretty good. But it is just the slapping of the wrist. Like if I move my hand all the way out of there, but who's shooting it like that? I'm not shooting. I want to shoot it like this, or you know, something like this. In my normal shooting position, it just rides all on here, and it just does not feel good. So I don't know. You know, it's a cool blaster. It looks great. It's just for my large adult hands, it keeps slapping my wrist. And I've seen some others where it does the same. But still, I think it's a phenomenal looking piece. Again, this just does not do it justice. But that is my 2 cents on this thing, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks again, Fox fans.